I'll do this. Let me just get a quick cup of coffee first. If I get that cup of coffee, I'm doomed. It's just a cup of coffee, right? No, it's not. I'll tell you exactly what happens because it happens so often. I'll be coming back, I'm stirring the cup of coffee, and then I'm like, well, I can't record anything because I'll dip my little microphone here in the coffee. I'll check email until I finish that cup of coffee. And I know you're like, well, no, it's all very subtle, very, twisty that it ends up. It all sounds right in my mind. I'll just do this because I would have had to do that anyway. It's a new form of what I would call procrastination. It feels different than what we did in school where we saved doing the report until the last day, right? That's what we think of. But the root of it is the same thing. It's putting what we want to do and what's easy to do in front of the work that we should do and the stuff that's typically a little harder to get started with. So what I do, and I'm not saying I'm perfect at this, but it helps me a lot, is when I'm struggling to get started, I literally stop and I think. When I told this to somebody, they're like, "Oh, well, you're kind of like meditating," and I'm like, if that's what you want to call it, I just think it. So if you want to call it meditation, I don't know what that means, but what I will say is I take a little journal out and I just jot, and you throw it away. Like half the stuff I write in here is just helping me process, and I'll write down, why do I not want to do what I'm supposed to do right now? I'm like, because I just don't feel like it. I'll just start writing. But what I find that helps me do is transfer what feels emotional into something a little more rational. Because when I read my own thoughts, I sound like a little kid. I'm like, oh, well, I discipline my children for having that kind of thought. So obviously I can't do that. And it starts moving it out of the emotion of just, I know I just don't want to, into a little more rational. Okay, Jeremy, just man up and do it, right? You just gotta get started. And usually that will get me started. And once I'm started, I'm off to the races. So whether you call it meditating or just thinking about stuff and writing it down, I'd encourage you to try that to get over that little hump of getting started today.